It's over. All you're gonna see on Twitter for the next couple of days or the next couple of hours is gonna be just people dooming and clowning on Chainsaw Man. If you guys don't know, Chainsaw Man has a part 1 and part 2. In the anime right now, obviously we're just at the Reze arc. We're still kind of just in part 1 and a lot of people love it. Part 2 then basically happened and it shouldn't be ending this soon, yet we have only one more chapter. It's been just updated that Chainsaw Man Part 2 by Tatsuki Fujimoto will be ending with chapter 232 on March 25th at Shonen Jump Plus app. And of course, we're going to be looking at some of the statements as spoiler free as we can. There's going to be some out of context spoilers that I don't think are that important because you don't know the details of what led up to that event, and it's not like a crazy death or anything, I don't think. Or just like a farewell. But regardless, I kind of want to see the state of affairs because Chainsaw Man is a very beloved project, right? Many people, like, they worship Tatsuki Fujimoto. They think that this is one of the most brilliant minds in fiction in Japanese, you know, just like medium. And, you know, the whole Tatsumoto, what was it? The special one takes that he did recently, right? The way that that was worshipped. Chainsaw Man, you know, Reze movie, obviously. But over the last couple of weeks, right? Over the last couple of weeks, I've been really seeing very interesting things about people dooming about part 2, about how the author Fujimoto is going band to band with like the Rent a Girlfriend mangaka. Like apparently the story is that fucking mid and trash and nothing really profound is happening. And I can't really tell if it's like agenda posting from people that just doom and just shit on anything. I think a lot of other people were saying that like, hey, it's honestly so great. But the way that it's gonna end, it's looking like it's a fucking disaster. And that's what we're here to kind of look at right now. No, Chainsaw Man official count and editor note in Shonen Jump Plus app still coming, you know, they're just still doing all that shit. We are here, kill Fujimoto, we're so back. So, I've begun to realize that calling for the death of an author in manga and anime is like peak comedy on Twitter. It's just like a widely accepted thing to do. Now, obviously hyperbole, obviously sarcasm, but the amount of people just casually saying, I'm gonna kill this person, I'm gonna wish the death on this person, it's actually kind of fucking insane how normalized this is. A lot of people, again, just dooming, no one is celebrating, no one is happy. What is this? Fujimoto really succeeded with the goal for part 2 because what the fuck? So this is a statement I guess Fujimoto made. I do want to get the main engine of the story down on paper and there are themes I want to convey, but I also create my manga in such a way that I don't convey everything. There are totally unrelated events and gag scenes that I hope will divert the awareness of the readers. My assistant son says, I'm always fiddling with everything. Haha, do you know of the movie The Big Lebowski? Yeah. The movie really made me think, what even was that? When I was done watching it. What a random, it's yeah, I mean, it was a trip of a movie. All I remember was like a bunch of dudes polishing their bowling balls while flexing, you know? Nothing was resolved. Wasn't everything pretty meaningless, but still the protagonist had development and the story progressed. There was this sublime, you know, absurdity that I loved, and I want Chainsaw Man to give the reader that kind of aftertaste too. So on that note, I sincerely hope you read part 2 as well, and I'm personally quite looking forward to the animation as well, so please watch the anime. So based on what Fujimoto has said, right, and people are saying, where's the source? I guess here's the source 2 years ago, right? Take it for what it is. Well, you can blame The Big Lebowski. Tatsuki Fujimoto was so compelled by The Big Lebowski that he decided that like his part 2 is gonna be just a clusterfuck of what just happened, and it's gonna leave you with such a unresolved, no resolution, just empty, and it's gonna make you feel something. I hear that part 1 concluded in a very complete way. I read the manga for part 1 a while back, but I never really completed it. And a lot of the people talk about the ending of part 1 as something so fucking beautiful. Fire Punch was also another series, right? That a lot of people just glaze that shit. But it looks like part 2 has a very different agenda and a very different goal, and a lot of people might be kind of how they had the wrong expectations, I guess. Maybe that's not the case, maybe it is. I want to see some of the quotes here actually for the main post here on, you know, this Shonen Jump news. Surely it's gonna be civilized people, huh? Excuse me? Retrial. I see a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen people get involved in this. For whatever reason, it looks like, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen, Gege and Fujimoto, the authors, seems to have like a close relation, or at least I see people shipping their like pen art all the time. The one-eyed cat and the heart. They're having gay sex all the time. Anyways, Tatsuki Fujimoto finding out Chainsaw Man is ending. He's the one who decided to end it. Boruto and Chainsaw Man Part 2 fighting for the title of the worst sequel of all time. A lot of other people are also mentioning the existence of Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. If you don't know, Jujutsu Kaisen, obviously the anime that we all know, ended, and then, you know, Akutami Gege, the mangaka, decided to have a sequel. And the sequel is a very short but explosive and very well received project, and Gege's done with that too. The timing of the ending of that and the ending of Chainsaw Man Part 2, I highly doubt Fujimoto's deciding to do that just because he's butt buddies with his favorite, you know, mangaka friend and he wants to end it at the same time. I don't think so at all. But a lot of people, again, just want to continue to compare and say like, damn, this shit's that fucking ass, man. Fujimoto really spent 4 years obliterating this manga's reputation and proving all the haters to end just like this. There's a lot of people dooming. Like, straight up. Again, I don't know if it's agenda posting, but the way that people talk about Chainsaw Man Part 2, it's like the worst thing to ever fucking happen. That they were teased and Part 1 was such an amazing work of fiction that it just blew people's mind, and Part 2 is just like, what the fuck? This is Rent-A-Girlfriend. I guess some characters are getting cucked. I don't know. Good riddance, all this hate has been justified. I see a lot of people. They're all JJK fucking profile pictures too, if you noticed. Just shitting on it. And this is Fujimoto's pen art, the heart, manga plot, actual ending, and bro's gonna cut this shit off. What else is there? Here lies Denji. He never scored. Looks like bro's dying of virgin. Which is... Hey! Himo died of virgin too, and he was a hero in Frieren. Ain't nobody shitting on Himo like that, but I feel like Denji's entire purpose was what? Him trying to like figure out what the fuck does it mean to live, because he knows nothing. He starts off as like a fucking abused child who is, you know, settling his father's debt, you know, and he's treated into the worst circumstances that him just having housing and food is like, damn, this is amazing. And then he goes on to figure about like what love is and the attention he gets from being Chainsaw Man, and he wants to get a girlfriend, but like I guess none of that really concluded in a way that like developed him as like a human being. He just kind of died like a fucking dog. He just ended and no bitches, no nothing, bro. Mind you, anime onlys were still at the Reze arc, and you know what? It's better that way. I love that we're so behind that we don't have to face the fucking train wreck that is the ending. Now, you never know, right? You don't know. We still have one chapter, and who God knows what the fuck is going on there. But if anyone's reading the manga right now, do you think it's possible to conclude everything in one chapter? If Fujimoto truly is the genius that he is, I feel like he'll have a very, not a ending that satisfies everyone, but the ending that he wants to go for, like this, right? The ambiguous, just like what the fuck happened ending, where you're just kind of left shocked and being like, okay, I guess that was it, and we move on, but it was still compelling. Don't know. Chainsaw Man fans are on the verge of either continuing as usual, writing the biggest apology letter to MHA and JJK for all the ending jokes, Lamau. I hear Black Clover was also getting shit on a lot about that, right? The Black Clover ending, there was a lot of drama about the mangaka, health issues and real life problems getting mixed in with like the scheduling of Black Clover's ending. Who knows what's going on, but man, the way that, again, people just talk about this shit, a lot of people, I guess, feel vindicated that like, hey, our show actually wasn't done that bad. Thank you, Fujimoto. Meet the potential manga. Fujimoto is Kendrick Lamar of mangaka. The completed story will be better than part 1. 4 Horsemen will be better written than Makima. Asa will be the greatest female character by the end. Give me liberty, give me fire, give me assistance to draw my manga or I retire. Fuji can, but Fuji never does. Develop Denji as a character? Nah. Repeat the grooming regression gimmick for the millionth time to self-insert himself, checkmark. 0 good characters, 0 good plot lines, 7 grooming fetish scenes. So there's this story about Tatsuki Fujimoto, a very core memory that really made him the person he is. And basically, he had a bike. And I don't know if he went to school with the bike or something, but basically, you know, he locked the bike up and he was about to, you know, like, it's like a place where you park the bikes. And apparently, a girl showed up and pushed him down with the bike. I don't know what the context was. But in that moment, apparently something like awakened within him. And that's why Denji is the way that he is. And that's why people are memeing about the self-insert about the grooming, that he gets off on strong, dominant, abusive women just abusing. Hey, and listen, I'm not gonna kink shame. Grown-ass adults can do whatever they want. If that's what it took to make Chainsaw Man Part 1, great. I'm glad that happened to you, bro. But that's the context of why a lot of people are saying bro is self-inserting himself, bro is doing this. And also, Rent a Girlfriend author, right? You gotta realize, like, I feel like a lot of main characters are just self-inserts, and Rent a Girlfriend, bro. Like, wonder what happened to him, huh? And why the main character and him had the same fucking haircut. A lot of slander right now happening though, right? Chainsaw Man in a quick summary. The dangers of hyping up mid. Ooh, the slander is crazy. When they're slandering your goat, but they're low-key right. What is this? Meet potential manga. It has potential to rival JJK. Wait till next chapter. Denji learned from Makima he isn't a gooner. Well, I guess a lot of people wanted Denji to be a complete person by the end. That he learns to control his lust and understand what love is and how different it is from lust, and that he just has a wholesome relationship with the women in his life and moves on. And hey, that's it. But Tatsuki Fujimoto kind of wants to end it off of, nope. This guy is gonna live the way that he died. A bitchless gooner who has no self-respect and wants to be dominated by women. I don't know. And again, if that's the mangaka's intent and he's freaky from the beginning, maybe that was his agenda, right? That he never wanted Denji to, like, fix himself. That there's nothing to fix and he wants Denji to be fucked up at the end. I don't know, bro. I don't know, but that's the overall feelings that I'm getting right now. Also just realized this person follows me. Thank you for the meme, Leggy. Epi! Mass fly bookings to Japan for March 24th to kill Fujimoto with our bare hands. And again, please sense the sarcasm and the hyperbole, but man, comedy is when you just death threats of authors, huh? Some shit happens, not kill that person. It's kind of crazy how this is like the comedy now. Again, I don't think it's funny. I think that any calls to action, no matter how exaggerated or hyperbole, any sort of normalization or desensitization of actual people like wishing death on people, all it takes is one crazy person. This is pretty funny though. I do enjoy the JJK memes. I will kill Itadori Yuji myself. Yeah, fuck. And you know what he did, right? Yuta actually did, but just for like a second. Just for a second. Loving Fujimoto feels like when you think the stripper likes you back. Y'all thought you could find a wife at a strip club, huh? Y'all read Chainsaw Man and thought, nah, let him cook, bro. This has potential to be one of the most profound stories. Turned out to be just goon slop. Oh my god, there was nothing amazing, compelling about it, bro. It was just a horny-ass, bitchless virgin dying the way that he lived, huh? Womp womp. Realizing that a lot of Chainsaw Man is Fujimoto trying to fail and make Eva. Realizing that a lot of Chainsaw Man is Fujimoto trying and failing. We're getting Evangelion involved in this. Whoa! Now, I haven't read or watched Evangelion. I know that it's like a very, what's it called? Post-apocalyptic world where you're fighting against like fucking monster angels and shit and robots, right? It's like a very existential crisis, like why are we even here kind of thing. I don't know if the themes are that present, but all right. I enjoy the Eva getting tied into this. Guy who has only seen the Boss Baby watching a second movie, getting a lot of Boss Baby vibes from this. I like that. Basically, if you don't understand this meme, you're trying to say that like this is a LARPer, that like this person basically, Boss Baby is Eva here. And now this LARPer is trying to connect, you know, Boss Baby or Eva back into Chainsaw Man for slander when he doesn't understand fiction at all. Hank Hill profile picture, based. Pochita, no! So apparently Pochita just leaves, right? Again, a little bit of spoilers. And who knows what the actual context or the details is, but apparently, bro, in the penultimate chapter, Pochita's like, peace out, Denji, I'm gone. Fuck you, bye. Even Pochita got tired of this shit. Even Pochita was like, oh, hell nah, Denji. You ain't fucking developing, I'm gone. Okay, this is the Akutami Gege and Fujimoto fucking lore meme I'm talking about. I don't know why, but there are Fujos. They're not even Fujos though. They're not. I don't think these are Fujos. They just love fucking. So Fujimoto couldn't even last a week after Gege ended his spin-off Peak Boyfriend. Does Miyamura change his profile picture? He did. He did. Oh shit! I just took a while. I'm like, hold on a minute. I know that name. Think I'm cute? The cutest boy in the whole world. I feel like this is like a Chainsaw Man reference, but obviously the faces. This is Gege, and Gege is the bottom apparently, and Fujimoto's the top. I don't know why. All right, who is it? Okay, I read the Chainsaw Man chapter out of context. I'm confused. Why would you read it out of context? Of course you're confused. Why are people talking like Fujimoto burned down an orphanage? Disabled children orphanage too, by the way, and it's orphanage of diverse children too, by the way. I'm not especially a Fujimoto guy, but I really liked what I read, to be honest, because the narratives that came out literally nowhere. Last chapter did not seem like it was going this way, and the amount of question and time left to wrap up the important characters is just gone now. So I guess it's just hard pivoted, huh? Again, some people seems to be enjoying it, but again, this person is someone that jumped in out of context. While the people that's actually been reading are saying, this is not consistent with what we've been delivered, and suddenly you just changing like that, what the fuck? I don't know. What do you guys think? I think there's a lot of, I think it makes sense why this person would feel like that, and why the manga readers would also feel like that. Again, the same meme. I like this one. Rather than saying I'm gonna kill Fujimoto, right? Saying I'm gonna eat Tatsuki Fujimoto. Now, at least there's some sarcasm detected here. Right, but this what if he's actually into Vor and he's just kind of silently just like leaking his secret fetishes, and this person also is following me? How long has Kishibe disappeared? This account is dedicated to just counting how many times, like, people said Kishibe never came back, bro. What the fuck? Bro just never showed up again. Bye. Arca coming in. This pretty much sums up the situation of the entire Chainsaw Man Twitter right now, and that's Gloomy too. The Gloomy was the one that made the YouTube video that we reacted to of a Resident movie soundtrack. Remember that? I'm ready for anything Fujimoto throws at me 31 minutes ago. 14 minutes later after you read it. I'm lost. I'm completely lost. Someone help me figure out what the hell's going on. I don't understand this. What is this maniac planning? Please, I have no idea what's going on. And that's kind of it. For the people that's actually watching and sorry, reading, you know, Chainsaw Man, do you guys agree with the outrage? Because again, for someone like me that didn't even finish part 1 and just kind of, you know, just heard from the grapevines of the way that people are talking about it, sounds like it's a fucking mess. It's a disaster. And if this statement is really true, then it actually makes sense. Sounds like Fujimoto from the beginning planned to end part 2 in a very inconclusive, irrational way where it's like absurd. It's like, what the fuck just happened? But if he truly is him, if he truly is a generational talent, I would still give him the benefit of the doubt that he can conclude it in one more chapter. That in one chapter, no matter how rushed and ridiculous it is, that it's pivoted from the overall themes of what's presented through part 2, that it will end like the Big Lebowski, that it will be so impactful, maybe not satisfying to you in the way that you wanted these character resolutions and plot lines, you know, just like resolved, but in terms of just an overall experience of like, damn, like that's fucked up, but I guess that's how it ends. I think that's the overall just conclusion of Chainsaw Man. Before the anime only's here, no need to worry. We don't have to worry about a single thing, because that shit is like a decade down the line, bro. We gonna be enjoying the assassin arc that's gonna be coming, right? We gonna be enjoying all the shit that's left in part 1, and ooh, it's gonna be a fucking blast.